For Footy Stop Press, as we go up to the offices of the Sunday Press and say a very good evening to their sporting editor, Scotty Palmer.
Good evening, Peter, and welcome viewers back into the Sunday Press. Fitzroy is fuming over the Swans boss, Dr. Edelson, tonight, who claimed that a club could go to the wall financially in a week or two. They believe he was referring to them. The Weigard brothers, Keith and Leon, called it fantasy, a plot to undermine the club, and that the doctor doesn't know the ropes at talking at dinners. They're fuming all over Fitzroy tonight, and I believe they're looking at their own form of private ownership. Carlton, though, is looking towards a double chance, said coach David Parkin. We're almost at full strength and we've got the depth now to carry us through. Next week we'll tell the story, said David. Robbie Walls was pleased with the Lions' effort after losing Pert and Loken today. Only 7,300 people turned up at Arden Street for what could be North's last game there, and a win against Richmond, which John Kennedy thinks has lifted the Roos out of a trough. We're not home yet, he warned. We still have Fitzroy and Hawthorn, and in footy, anything can happen. Kennedy got a scare when Phil Cracker limped off today, but he's okay. He only sprained his ankle, and he should be right for next week. Richmond's Paul Sproul said the Tigers need more endeavour and more players. Arnia has a hand injury from the game and could miss next week. Swans coach John Northey wants to keep on coaching. He's letting everybody know. He said after the side lost to Geelong that the people who have been critical of him should do their homework. I believe I've taught the Swans a lot and that the players have responded to me, said Northey. Some of those so-called experts should get off their backsides and think before they speak, he said. Northey also said that the Geelong side was a much better finals proposition than North Melbourne. Tom Hafey said he wasn't thinking about North. We're taking one game at a time, typical Tom. And he said his own job, he said he hasn't had any discussions at all with the Cats on that. It'll come a lot later in the season. Essendon champion Tim Watson is in St Vincent's Hospital tonight having precautionary x-rays taken. He was kicked in the stomach early against Melbourne and had to leave the arena. Kevin Sheedy is confident, though, that he'll be right for next week. He wasn't pleased with the second half fade out, but he said he tried 3 young players today and several stars came back after injury. Danaher and Duckworth both pulled up well. Ron Barassi was thrilled with the Demons' effort. Fantastic, he said. It was really strong stuff. And I hear the Gold Pass boys at the MCG are right behind Sir Billy Snedden. Collingwood's coach Bob Rose said Collingwood had planned to finish the season off on a high note with 3 wins, and the first came today. He said David Cloke was an inspiration to the side in his comeback after injury. Everyone at VFL Park was talking of the likely return of Des Tuddenham to Victoria Park next year in a role to support Rose. St Kilda's Graham Jelly said that the last game of the season was now vital for the Saints. It's been many years since our side has never won a match at home, he said. Next week, he'll have Keel doubtful because of a hip injury. It was so boggy at the Western Oval that Barry Michael, the world champion, couldn't make his lap of honour in a car, but the Bulldogs were celebrating anyway. The double chance, and Mick Malthouse said that when you're 1, 2 or 3 in the finals, you've got a chance for the premiership. What a 32nd birthday present for him. And Scragger turned 8 today. But for Hawthorn, it was gloom and doom. Alan Jean said the next 2 games were critical for the Hawks' premiership chances. The showdown, he said, will be against the Blues next week. Bertie DiPierdomenico has been reported for allegedly striking Brian Royal with a forearm, but the pressmen at the match are doubtful about it. There's surprisingly no injuries out there at the Western Oval in that hard slog. And before I go, Peter, I'd like to wish the Richmond Juniors the best of luck in their 3 premiership matches at Glenferrie tomorrow. Back to you, mate.
OK, thank you, Scotty, and full details of those reports in the Sunday Press out tomorrow. We'll take a break. More action coming up in just a moment.
The Roos desperate for a finals berth. Next on Seven's Big Lead.